un candidat face à Donald Trump dans l'élection mi-mandat et puis prochaines élections présidentielles qui va venir face à parti républicain puisque Donald Trump nous connaît, il est en fait deux mandats selon ça qui et ça c'est prévoir ou bien coutume que yo respecté et comme qui fait partie constitution américaine à savoir après deux mandats obligé à aller donc comme chef l'État il était un petit monde pour faire comprendre que lui-même l'a tourné pour un troisième mandat ça c'est un bagage qui était pour long terme parce que monsieur a peine commencé mandat là c'est dans ce semaine qui venir là monsieur pourra célébrer 100 premiers jours qu'il fait sous pouvoir donc il y a temps pour parler des candidatures mais côté démocrate qui enquête de yon leader qui a cherché yon monde qui capable parler pour toute partie parce que beaucoup gagné un leader à proprement dit eh bien on va inviter écouter déclaration monsieur Jamie Pridier.
So today I want to talk to you about those people. I want their voices to be what we hear, their stories to be the ones that we tell. Andy Smith. Andy Smith lives in Edwardsville, which is a small city in southern Illinois. On February 4th of this year, Andy took a homemade sign to a spot where she figured she would get the most visibility, the intersections of highways 157 and 143. And on her own, she lifted up her sign and she started protesting the Trump administration. Later, she told the local paper that on that first day, she felt like a crazy person standing out there all by herself. And then someone walking her dog saw her sign, stopped, and decided to join her. That helped, Andy said. The next day, February 5th, Andy showed up to protest again, and this time 4 friends came to join her. Well, 2 days later, on February 7th, the small but hearty band of Edwardsville protesters got their first counter-protester. One guy who yelled obscenities at them. But in true Midwestern fashion, that guy later returned to apologize. Andy Smith's protesters now meet every Friday at 1 p.m. Last week, there were 300 of them. Gavin Carpenter is a disabled military veteran and a maintenance mechanic at Yosemite National Park. Every February, Yosemite fills with people waiting to see an event that happens only once a year. The winter sun lights up a waterfall on the face of the park's most famous cliff, El Capitan. This year, on that day, Gavin climbed to the top of the cliff and he hung an American flag upside down, famously known as a signal of dire distress. When asked why he did it, Gavin pointed to the cuts that Elon Musk and Doge were making to his beloved national parks. And he said, "We're bringing attention to what's happening to our parks, which are every American's properties." Lucy Welch. Lucy writes the daily snow report at the Sugarbush Resort in Vermont. Last month, J.D. Vance went on vacation at Sugarbush. So Lucy decided to write, well, a very different kind of snow report. Instead of the usual details about powder conditions and weather, she wrote about what was happening to the diverse and wonderful community of veterans and people with disabilities and LGBTQ plus friends and immigrant workers and people of color. She wrote, all of these groups are being targeted, undervalued, and disrespected by the current administration. And she finished her snow report by writing, I am using my relative platform as snow reporter to be disruptive. I don't have a whole lot to lose. We're living in a really scary time, in a really serious time. What we do and don't do matters. Andy, Gavin, Lucy. Those are the names that we should be paying attention to. Those are the stories that I want to share. No pontification, no punditry there, no tortured op-eds about party messaging, no hand-wringing over which battles to pick. These three Americans acted on an instinct that we teach our children as one of their first lessons in life. When you see a danger, you yell for help at the top of your lungs. We Democrats, we shouldn't be comfortable ignoring those cries for help. The fact that so many are speaks to the real reason that we lost last November. What I find ironic about the current conversation surrounding our party is that the voices flocking to podcasts and cable news shows to admonish fellow Democrats for not caring enough about the struggles of working families are the same ones who, when it comes to relief of the struggles of real people, have been timid, not bold. They didn't want to fight the health insurance companies and the drug manufacturers. They didn't want to demand an increase in the minimum wage or require paid family leave. They gave in to the powerful hedge fund managers and tech bros whose blind pursuit of profits is now destroying everything that matters to middle-class families, from home ownership to health care to veterans' benefits. They told us to ignore the fact that most Americans can't afford a vacation while they're young or a retirement once they're old. Here's the problem with the do-nothing crowd, now telling us what to do. Well, they spent their years watching Republicans illegitimately pack the Supreme Court, take away voting rights from people of color, systematically chip away at the constitutional order. And all the while, they offered, in response, a simple defense of norms and decorum and a blind hope that one day soon, Republicans would wake up to find their better angels. Well, that got us exactly where we are today. So, folks, the reckoning is here.